I wish we had time to feast your return, but there are urgent matters to attend to. With the untimely deaths of your father and brother, you now control the realm. I have done what I can to keep the realm together, but now that duty passes to you. One of our dams broke last winter, and the ensuing flood washed away what remained of the town. Our first task is to rebuild the dam before reconstruction. The dam will hold the water back for now, but should the water level rise too high, the dam will break. As a precaution, now that our town is protected from further flooding, it's time to start rebuilding the homes our people... Homes will provide us with workers who can be assigned to various jobs within our town. Once assigned, it's going to take time for a worker to settle here. Offering... Collected workers are added to our town's workforce, a record of which is... The castle's information panel shows how many unassigned workers there are. The blacksmith requires a worker before it can start earning silver. Let's assign a craftsman, as their superiors... Great! The blacksmith is now fully manned. With the town starting to recover, let's take a look at some of the other... Merchants who usually set up shop next to roads. This farm grows wheat, which can be harvested for food. The closer the wheat is to water, the faster it will grow. We can restore the river by lowering the terrain. Excellent. The wheat will now grow faster and can be harvested more often. Another way to acquire food is to hunt deer. The woodcutter can fell trees to gain wood. The amount of wood gained depends... Small amounts of wood can also be gathered. It's time you learned how to collect stone. The quarry is able to excavate the terrain around it to unearth... Ah! We didn't unearth a... Make sure to deposit landfill often, because if too much rubble is collected, your quarries will not... Excellent! We've found a rock. We can now begin mining it for... Rocks can be mined repeatedly until all the stone... Mining rocks is one way to collect stone. It can... Curses! Bandits have set up camp in our kingdom. I've taken the liberty of adding the objective to defeat the bandits. We should start recruiting soldiers if we are to have any chance. The swordsman must now be assigned to a position within our army. We now have the beginnings of an army, but before we fight, churches house holy artifacts that will enable you to give special... Now that an artifact has been chosen, the order must be assigned before... We are now ready to face the bandits. To reach them, building a bridge will allow us to cross the river while still allowing... Let's fight these bandits and drive...
Come on then, if you think you're hard enough! May God protect us!
The bandits were caught off guard, so we had the upper hand, making this the perfect... At the start of battle, you should check the composition of the enemy army and the... These plunderers will decimate our swordsmen, and let's swap the position of our swordsmen with the levies to their right.
Swords!
Swapping units is a key strategy. It's time to march on the enemy. By ordering our units to charge at the right time. A well-executed charge. Ranged units such as these hunters. Let's target their marauders who are lightly armored and... We can increase our hunters' accuracy. Knowing which orders to give and when to use them, our swordsmen are eager to fight. Let's taunt their poachers to provoke them into... Taunting is an effective way for our melee units to engage adversaries on the back lines. It's time to put what you've learnt into practice.
Archers! Swords! Archers! Swords! Archers! Spears! Swords! Spears! Swords! Spears! Swords! Spears! Archers! Archers! Victory has favored us! Help the wounded back to the surgeons! Look for gold after that!
Well fought! The bandits have broken camp and fled. In their haste, they left behind us. Your units gained some experience from the battle. Upgrading your units is vital. With everything you've learnt, you are almost ready to take your... You've increased your lord level, and now have access to missions. With the amount of conflict in the land, there are always missions to accept. They are a good way to hone your skills in battle and earn resources. I have taught you as best I can. That's